That is a really interesting game over state. Well, I suppose there isn't really anything else you can do other than that.
Yes, we do.
So, shooting down.
Where the buckle ties the rope to the
So,
branch.
let's see.
That's a good spot to aim.
The buckle holds the belts. Let me
The
try.
lieutenant's brow is furrowed. He appears too deep in concentration to even
Take the shots.
silent and produces a lightweight
So he's going to secure it.
He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel, separates the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 tucks. Secure it. That's a key. He then steps back and assumes the fellow's position.
Shoot that motherfucker down!
The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes off the walls of the surrounding tenements. A cloud of smoke slowly parts in the air as the lieutenant.
God damn it.
He missed.
A lot of things.
Kuno could have hit it
Alright,
easy.
try again.
Any more mistakes?
It's okay.
The lieutenant does.
What now?
You know, you don't feel.
Can I have the gun? I should try.
Go ahead.
This is the
Feel the weights.
You've held.
Point at the belts.
Buckle.
Why don't you just shoot yourself in your f***?
Close left eye
Feet
first.
slow.
Look, he's crying.
Let's point it at her first.
Do it. Set me free.
Don't.
Do
Point
it.
the gun back at the belts.
intense shit, copper.
Could waved his gun. It wasn't intense. It was
Ah.
pathetic.
So the hand-eye coordination goes down because I responded to the provocation from Kuno S. Okay. Let's try it. Failed. I hit the body.
A plume of smoke erupts from the barrel. Your hand goes numb from the explosion. With your ears still ringing, you lower the weapon to see what happened. You missed the belt, but hit the corpse straight in the chest. Bits of ribcage protrude from the skin. No blood, only a murky sludge dripping down his belly. The sudden stink makes your eyes water.
Oh my god, he's gonna fucking cry. I knew it. What a mulko.
I took some morale damage.
Ask for another shot. You'll get it with the next one. The goddamn light reflected off some window. Surely.
Surely. Can you reload it, please? I need another shot. There's something wrong with the weapon. It keeps missing. Don't want to do this anymore. It's boring. Start crying. You're sensitive. I need another shot.
The cadaver is already compromised bad enough. We don't have to make it worse.
It came out wrong. You made it sound like you're some sort of roulette addict looking for a fix. Ask again. More controlled this time.
Please, Kim.
There is silence.
Vittupa wants to fuck up again bad.
Vitapa, Mulka, what is that? What the hell kind of words are those?
The song of my people, asshole.
Don't provoke her.
Takes a sidearm and then holsters it.
Shot him in the chest. What a fucking idiot.
It's not the gun's fault you can't shoot. It's your pig hands.
Pigs don't have hands. They have, like, fucking hooves or something.
Kuno has hands. Kuno can shoot that shit down for you.
Lieutenant, we should entrust Kuno with your service weapon. He says he can shoot it down.
The lieutenant does not dignify that with an answer. He snaps the button on his holster and says,
We still need to get him down somehow.
His tone is growing tired now. The stench makes him turn away from the corpse. But how?
The bad way. The way I didn't want us to. By asking the harbor for help. They have the tools and the men. If they put him up there, they can take him down too.
Want to be dangerous? Good job we already found a way in the harbor. Want to be dangerous?
To ask the suspects for help with the victim's body? To be indebted to Revachol? Very much, yes. Which is why I would have preferred us to handle this ourselves. Clearly we can't.
Suck my dick, bitches.
What's wrong with being indebted to Everard Clare?
He's a dangerous and corrupt man, and we cannot predict what he will want from us in return.
Yeah? Don't go being someone else's bitches. You're Kuno's bitches.
A good job we already found a way in the harbor.
Hooray for us.
Let's get to it then. Let's not. Let's go and reload that save. But as I found out previously, doing a save and reload every single time does reset the chance of passing the check. So, alright, what do I have for hand-eye coordination? So, whoa. We have conceptualization, drama, electrochemistry, esprit de corps. None of those really do anything for us. So the shoes give composure, interfacing in an empire, visual calculus, encyclopedia, screen core, physical instrumentation, warfare. Yeah, I don't really have anything to increase it. So I guess we just keep trying it until we get it.
Yes, we do.
Down.
Oh,
With a buckle
Buckle at the belt.
I'll blow it.
Yeah.
What's the worst that could happen?
Produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel, separates the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 tucks.
Secure it.
That's a. He then steps back and assumes the fellow's desk position.
That's the wrong one.
The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that
God damn it.
Miss.
a lot of things.
He can't trust his eyesight. It's okay.
The lieutenant,
Try
No,
again, maybe.
Any more mistakes could
What
I
now?
have to
you know, you don't feel like
Can I
It's
try?
bad. Go ahead.
This.
Take the gun, feel the weight,
you've held
point the
the
gun,
buckle.
Why don't you just shoot yourself?
left
Your
eye
feet
first.
asleep.
Look, he's crying. You gonna
I wonder if
cry
saying shut up
now,
means anything.
fucking faggoty?
Let's give it a. Let's just try it and see if we fail again. Then we can do shut up. Ah, we didn't.
The
got
buckle
him down.
explodes into tiny pieces, coming loose with a whir. With your hand numb from the recoil, you look at the body slump down. For a moment, the man appears to kneel in front of you, looking straight at you, helpless, trapped within itself.
Oh, because we were able to sort of get through and talk to him, we might be able to ask him some more questions. Who killed you? Because this is like a time stop.
Communism.
More XP.
It takes a millisecond for the association to flash within your cortex. You have no idea where it's coming from, only that it's right. Then the rigor in his muscles gives up, and he smashes sideways into the spring mud, letting out a horrid stench.
Right, task complete. We got the body down. Got a level up as well. You've been policed. RCM, baby, RCM. How did I do that? Who's laughing now, you little shit? I feel like you've been policed is probably the coolest thing to say.
Ace is high.
The lieutenant raises his right hand, waiting for you to slap it.
The ace is high, a custom invented by the aerostatic brigades during the revolution, is used to celebrate success in Revachol, especially in sports. The gesture is spread across the world, despite the defeat of the revolutionaries themselves. You could add an ace's low to it, if you like, by turning your back after the high and waiting for another.
No, let's just do the aces high. So slap it.
The lieutenant takes a little hop to perform the customary salutation. Your palm hurts from the slap. It's precise and down to the point.
And we gained a thought. Aces high.
I knew these guys were.
His voice is deeply approving. No, we're not. Yeah, we've got a problem with it. What now? Well, let's say what now.
We will perform a field autopsy and determine the cause of death. But before... Excuse me.
He needs to turn away from the corpse.
Slumped on the ground like that has not improved the way the corpse smells. The fall seems to have released something deep inside it.
It looks like I feel like taking a break from the stench. I'm sorry to interrupt the jubilations here. Just a little breather before we do the autopsy.
Wait, field autopsy?
Yes, the 4 phases of a murder scene. 1. Investigation of the scene. I'm satisfied with that part. The trash container, the prints, we've been thorough enough. 2. Initial examination of the victim. We were exhaustive in our efforts there. Good job. 3. Field autopsy. This will not be pleasant or easy, and it will have to be performed on the scene.
The fuck are they on about?
Cops are gonna cut his shit up next.
4 and final, transport of the coroner's case to the district morgue. I'll do that. God, it stinks.
Don't we have someone else for the autopsy, like a doctor?
No, you and I are detectives. The honorary rank of detective signifies our ability to handle the entire incident chain. From crime scene to autopsy to cleanup, we do it all.
Having an honorary rank doesn't sound very Assuring. Honorary rank?
An honor and a burden attached to your rank. Mine is Lieutenant Detective, unfortunately. I can't tell you how tired I am of this corpse.
He is growing truly tired of it. It's not merely moodiness. His tolerance limit is near.
I don't think I'm a detective.
With shooting like that? Of course you are. Your station would not have assigned you to this case otherwise.
Alright, give him back the gun.
In the meantime, we should interview Evrard Clare, the leader of the Union. Harbor property was clearly used in the hanging. The harbor is just east of here, and we've already found a way in. Or we could ask around for the representative of the logistics company. My initial information says the Wild Pines have sent some sort of strike negotiator to wrangle control back from Evrard.
Is this the famous list of initial interviews?
Yes, and those were the interviewees. Let's go.
Okay, let's go ahead and make a proper full save, because we actually did it. We saw the interesting thing of what happens when you point the gun and actually shoot Kuno-S, and we got the body down. So we also got a thought, didn't we? Aces high. Temporary research bonus, +1 empathy towards Kim Kitsuragi. Okay, I didn't realize we'd have to be trying to do skill checks against him. The Insulindian Civil War was not the first war to see the use of aerostatic aircraft on both sides, but it was the longest. For 8 years, folded multi-rotor aircrafts crisscrossed the air above Revachol, Ozone, Face-à-la-Mer, and the Arcade Islands. They made sweeps over sandy beaches and shot each other out of the blue sky, then sank as wrecks to the bottom of the sea. The Aces High was a custom on the revolutionary side, performed by squadron mates after landing. Lieutenant Kitsuragi likes it. What is that? Well, if we journalize it, maybe we'll find out. And I guess we might as well start the autopsy.
The rotting man lies on his side with his eyes looking straight through you. The belt is still around his neck. His body is supine and open to intrusion by autopsy. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
First, what exactly is a field autopsy?
Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
Yes, but I have amnesia.
What you do know is, at 18.9 kilometers, the dormant shield volcano, Corpus Mundi, is the world's highest summit, and the failure of the 38 single, Epui Descent, to crack the top 20 was the death knell of disco. But what a field autopsy is, you have no idea.
I like that. Clap your gloved hands, because I am still wearing the gloves. Why don't you know? What use are you?
You must have me confused with the Copperpedia.
Who's a Copperpedia? I think I need to talk to him.
You, sir, you are the Copperpedia.
Alright, let's get in there.
There truly is a time for everything, even for yellow gardening gloves. However, they are lacking hygienically. I suggest you get in there in limited capacity.
I don't know, what do you mean?
I mean when I need you to. Until then, I should handle physical contact, and you should take notes.
That's fair enough. We just fill this in, right? Show him the red field autopsy form in your ledger.
That's right.
Okay, open your ledger at the field autopsy form.
The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with:
Begin. 1. Assistant.
That's you.
Write the initials, HDB.
The corpse is indifferent to your scribblings, just lies there. The next box says:
Coroner's case number.
KK57-0803.0815.
KK equals Kim Kitsuragi. 57 equals Precinct 57, followed by his date 0803 and time of arrival 0815 on the scene. He's indexed the case after himself, not you.
Well, he's the one doing the autopsy.
That's because he doesn't want to bring up the messy question of your initials.
Shouldn't we file the coroner's case under me? Technically, I arrived at the scene before you, but I don't know that, really, and write it down. I'll still ask the question.
And What would that make the alphanumeric?
HDB 41 0803. Help me out with the time of day, anyone.
Logic is literally asking the thoughts for help.
Let's say 1300. A good time to start drinking. 10:15. It's understated.
No time arrival? I have no idea. 10:15 is understated. That doesn't mean it's true. I'm just gonna say no idea.
I do. KK57 dash 0503 dash 0815.
0503? It was 0803. Why has he changed it? That says he got there 3 days before he initially said. That's good.
Next.
Name.
NA. Next.
Date of birth.
NA.
Age.
Roughly 50.
Try 40. The damage is so extensive, it's better to err on the young side.
You don't have a date of birth, but you're going to guess the age. Right, I think he would be close to 40, because the damage is so extensive, it's better to err on the young side, but what does that actually mean? I mean, yeah, if he's going to guess roughly 50, why not 42?
He nods.
Race.
Mondial.
Fair to olive-skinned, from the Isola of Mwindi. This is as vague as it gets. You might as well say whitish.
Write it down.
The pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other.
Sex.
Fucky, fucky!
The little monster exclaims energetically.
Male.
Pigs can have sex.
Writes male.
Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face.
Date of death.
We're still going with March 4th. 51.
040351. Yeah, so if he died on the 4th, and then Kim said he got there on the 5th, he got there the day after. But that doesn't make sense because, well, if he was there on the 8th, it would still be 4 days. I thought this body was hanging up here for a week, though.
What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
KK 57 0503 0815 listens motionless, with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only one box remains.
So 0503 is the correct date, and the 0803 was the wrong one? Evidence of treatment?
None. At least not after the initial examination.
What exactly is treatment anyway?
Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem.
Don't overdo it. It's okay to be unsure.
I'm not so sure. Didn't the footprints look like he was carried over? No, we knew that the footprints were him. He didn't... No, I'm going to say, the footprints.
They'd have to have incapacitated and carried him over. This man was more than a match for untrained dog walkers.
He places his hand on the dead man's chest as if in preparation.
Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from pre-DeLorean burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Then...
We should start the post-mortem.
Alright, turn the page.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copier paper tries to answer why.
Before we go into the actual moving his organs around and stuff, tell me something, dead man.
Shoot, Looney Rooney.
Which was it that killed you then, love or communism? Is that the only one we've got? Yeah, the only one we've got.
Huh?
You said love killed you, but then when you fell down, you said it was communism.
You're misquoting me, Rooney. I said communism killed me. Love did me in.
You really need to learn the difference, buddy. This is embarrassing.
Alright, well, that's enough.
Come back later, Corpo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible, also, see me in your dreams.
So that's the dialogue we were supposed to get previously, but then the text just was completely different. Okay, external examination summary.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodin, I think. Let's see.
He turns the body onto its side to check the underwear label.
See, it's happening.
Babrodin, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
Write it down.
The boots are ceramic. Vitreous enamel. They are fused to his skin from blood flowing downward post-mortem. Removal of the boots is left for processing.
Write it down.
The boot has a serial number. It's E50.100.100. The lines between the plates are in the shape of the alphanumerical. The number is purposefully concealed by the design.
Okay, write it down.
Tattoos.
He stands up, feet planted on either side of the body.
The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo resembling a microelectronical circuit board. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene using a Trigat Mini.
Write it down.
The deceased has a belt for airlifting cargo around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color yellow. Length 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end.
Write it down.
Well nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age 42. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature below freezing.
And that's also consistent with what the dock workers said in being RNE Special Forces.
Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with the age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short.
Yeah, I'm not touching the corpse's hair, so write it down. Short, light brown, male pattern baldness.
Lividity is consistent with hanging, albeit faint, as noted. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs, consistent with stones thrown post-mortem. Low velocity.
Fucking low velocity? You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max.
I was about to say, Kitsuragi is saying that Kuno's weak.
Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest, consistent with predation.
Write down, but amend for high velocity. No, Kuno's weak. Write it down.
Ligature mark.
The lieutenant produces a small folding knife. With the other hand pulling on the belt, he starts cutting into the polyester. The stench is horrid. After a while, it's obvious the material cannot be cut.
Steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark.
Well, I do have wire cutters.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters.
Oh yeah, I'm prepared. At the chain cutters. Good thing we got these chain cutters. Pull out the rubber grip cutters. Oh yeah, I'm prepared.
The hanged man lets out a joyous little bubble of rot from his nose.
Good thing we got those chain cutters. Pull them out.
Always good to think ahead. Now,
He points to the rope squeezing the dead man's neck.
we need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below. Carefully, with as much precision as you can.
Mm-hmm.
See, my pig is gonna fuck his head off.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
Look for a good spot to cut.
The belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of his neck, swelling over the edges like white bread rising from the east. The knot is the weak spot. The chain cutters fit in there. Steady now, like a flower arranger. 2 cuts and it should come loose.
Alright, so physical instrument was 4, but interfacing gave proper instructions to give +3. So now the check is high chance of passing, which is good, because, well, I do already have my physique up higher because of the alcohol, so The other option would be to increase physical instrument just for this. I mean, let's see. So I've got a point that I need to use anyway. I'm just going to put another thing in the skill thoughts. So I shouldn't need another one. So let's do this.